All right, I'm up here with Coach Tom Hardman at the Raider football field, and we sat down and had a little discussion about what's going on new with the Raiders football team. And Coach, talk a little bit about what you're up here doing.
Well, basically, since the new term started in January,
Right.
Then our weight room is open to all the guys that we think that hopefully are going to play ball for us this coming fall. Sometimes that's interrupted by basketball and baseball and other sports. I understand that, and
Right.
so does Coach Burdett. But we come up here and open our weight room in the evenings. We've been at it pretty hard since January.
Yep.
As soon as the weather turns and we can get outside, we'll do a workout inside, and then we'll come outside here and do some facet of our game, whether it's a speed workout or maybe it's a little bit of endurance or maybe it's a combination of things.
Right.
But we'll do something on the outside. Now, coaches can't be directly involved with all that. We can do anything we want in the weight room.
Right.
But on the outside, we will just instruct and start and stop, and that's about it.
Yep. I've seen a lot of leadership from the players themselves. When you guys are up here, it seems like you turn them loose. They go out on the track, they run the bleachers, they run the hill, they do some sprints, they do some running actual laps out here. So it seems like a lot of leadership from the older
Yep.
athletes. Talk a couple seconds about that. What are you seeing with that?
Well, I coach offensive linemen for Coach Burdett and the Raiders. And a lot of times my older guys understand the techniques that we're using or have used. And so there's certain drills that they can go back to in their mind and say, hey, we're going to run this. Let's run this. Maybe you guys haven't seen this. And usually my older guys, like a Garrett Burnside, who's getting ready to be a senior, a Logan Harper, a Nick Moorhead, those guys can basically lead that drill. Now,
Yep.
there's some nuances that a coach would add to it, but as long as they're working, that's the big
Right.
deal, you know. And then a lot of times in the evening, Frankie and Tyler May will get together with guys out here, and they'll run pass routes on the field.
Yep, I've seen them running routes,
Yep.
throwing their passes. And,
Yep, they'll run their routes so that you quarterbacks and or potential quarterbacks are working their arms, and receivers are working their feet and their hands, and it's just all preliminary stuff
Yep.
to prepare themselves.
And the weather turning nice for us. They seem to have a lot of pep. I saw them yesterday. We were up here working on the track stuff and saw them yesterday, and they seem excited. They seem happy to get outside, get on the field a little bit.
Yeah, I think they look forward to it. I
Yeah.
think they look, you know, they say is if your body will look forward to a workout session, and that you actually look forward to doing that. Now, some days you think, oh man, but actually you want to do it.
Yep.
And these guys have been good. We've had, I'm going to say, somewhere between 30 and 35 every day, 3 days a week.
Yep.
Since January.
Right.
And sometimes, in fact, in March, if I remember right, we had to break up in 2 groups because
Nice.
we had so many guys, we just couldn't get them all
Yep.
through the weight room in a certain amount of time.
Well, it's a good thing to see. They always come out, they're smiling, they're happy, they're encouraging each other. I think that's a great sign for the program.
Yep.
And then we were talking earlier, you and Coach Gray
Yep.
went to a clinic. Talk a little bit about that and when that happened, and some about what you learned.
You always, even as a coach, athlete, you're not too old to learn, you know.
Right.
And you better keep yourself open to things. So Coach Gray and John Gray and I just got back this past Sunday, actually, or Saturday, from Cincinnati. We went to an offensive lineman clinic in Cincinnati. I think it started on Friday,
Right.
and then it carried on into Saturday. And then by Saturday night, we were home.
And you said that was called COOL? What's
Yeah,
that
it's
stand
called
for?
a COOL clinic.
Okay.
COOL is Coaches of Offensive Linemen.
Okay, so that's very specific.
Yeah, in other words, a lot of the clinics that we would go throughout the year are just all personnel. And offensive linemen a lot of times get kind of looked over.
Right.
You know, but I mean, face it, they're an integral part of what we do.
Yep.
And what we hope to accomplish each and every Friday night. So this clinic was only linemen, coached by offensive lineman coaches and attended by offensive lineman coaches. I would guess there was between 300 and 400 people there.
Yep.
Pretty well attended, right in the heart of Cincinnati. So it's my first time going to the COOL clinic, and
Yep.
Coach Gray's as well, but it won't be our last. We enjoyed it.
Now, touch a little bit on what you walked away with. And we were talking about some things you learned to link together, skill sets. Others reaffirm that you're going in the right direction, and then you also pick up some new stuff. Just talk about a couple of specifics that you and Coach Gray came away with from Cincinnati.
As a coach, you always hope to gain something, and as I told you earlier, a lot of times in a clinic setting, the big deal for me is to say, hey, we're doing, somebody will be up there speaking, whether it's a guy from Purdue or a guy from the Cincinnati Bengals or whoever, and you'll say, hey, we're doing that.
Right.
You know? So it reaffirms what you're doing,
right,
and that you're on the right road. So we keep doing that. Specifically, we picked up a couple techniques this year as far as pass blocking, which I think that the Raiders will employ this year. Picked up a new pull, a pulling technique, which you're familiar with pulling. A new pulling technique, which is called a skip pull, which we have not used before, but we will use this year.
Nice.
And so there's always something you pick up.
Yep.
I told you a minute ago, we use shoulders a lot on our offensive line. Sometimes that's not in vogue right now.
Right.
But the Kansas City offensive line coach was there, and he talked about getting the force that he needed on the line of scrimmage by using shoulders, and then transitioning to hands and your feet, and everything has to be lined up to make it work. But we enjoyed it, and we came away with some good stuff.
Yep, and that's, we talked 20 minutes before we started this, and you imparted a lot of knowledge that you brought back, and I think that's very important. That, as you said, you're never too old to learn, and it's great that you come back and are willing to bring that back here. That's time you're taking out of your day to go and do that.
Well, it's just part of the deal. If you're going to coach, you've got to be committed to it.
Yep.
And I feel like we are. I feel like our staff is a good staff, and we're trying to learn. You want to be as close to the edge as you can get as far as learning things, and you certainly don't want to shortchange your own kids.
Talk about your staff. Who all is on the staff? For anybody that doesn't know, give us a quick review of the football staff and what a little bit about what you can look forward to this year.
Well, Paul Burdett's a head coach.
Yep.
He's the head coach and takes care of a whole bunch of stuff, and he does a good job. Wayne Jarvis is a defensive coordinator, and I think that the Raider guys as well as Raider fans are going to see a new flavor to our defense. A lot of stuff we do in the off season is getting ready for this coming season.
Right.
And Wayne's put together a package that I think you're going to like. I coach the offensive linemen. John Gray will coach tight ends this year. Paul Williams will coach as an assistant offensive lineman coach. He basically takes care of JV duties on Monday nights.
Yep.
We're picking up a new coach and a man named Jason Hickman.
Okay.
He's out of Wirt County, and Jason's spent a considerable amount of time here already. He'll be on a volunteer basis, but we look forward to having him. He's got head coach experience, maybe 9-10 years, and he knows what he's doing. And his reputation is that he is good to kids.
Yep. What area will he focus on?
He's going to be working with linebackers on defense, and offensively, I think he'll be in the backfield, assisting Coach Burdett with the quarterback and running back play.
Yep.
So I think, and of course, Wayne works with the defense. Then on offense, he also works with backs. So it makes us a little deeper. I need to also add that this after-school program, Russ Stump, his teacher down at the high school, is very integral to what we're doing here. He takes care of all that after school. We'll come out on the field, and a lot of times some other coaches will help him out.
There he comes now, actually.
There is Russ,
coming around the corner. Now I noticed Eddie Williams from middle school programs up here.
Eddie Williams is a middle school 8th grade head coach, and you do not have to look very far to find Eddie when we're either at this type of session. There's Eddie there.
There he's coming out now.
Whether at this type of session and or a practice session when he can attend. And Eddie's also, we have a lot of incoming freshmen and young men that are going to be 8th graders that have been taking part of this. Burkhouse boys comes to mind. He's just going to be an 8th grader next year. Boy, he's strong as a bull, and he's also got a great attitude.
Yep. And I think from what I see and what we just talked about, the important part is you're making the link between middle school right up to the high school level, and we will see that pay off. Having that connection, having that consistency, I can't say it, and also having the communication between the two levels. And that's something I think we've had, and now it seems like it's getting better.
We're getting stronger.
Yeah.
In that area, we're getting stronger, and it shows.
Yep.
When a young man arrives here, it's not all brand new to them.
Right. They're comfortable with this crew and the coaches.
They've also been in the facility, that part, but
Yep.
they're also comfortable with what we're doing with our workouts and that type of thing, because Coach Williams imparts a lot of that into his practice schedules at Spencer Middle School.
Yep.
We're happy, and I'm happy just to be a part of it. It's interesting.
One of our leaders in the after-school realm, she used to always say, kids vote with their feet. And you're having 35 to 40 kids up here. I see them, and it's not fluff. You know, it is 35 to 40 strong every workout session, and I think that's a testament to your all's ability to work with those kids. They know the quality's there, they feel reassured by it, and they're willing to spend their time. So I think that's a great thing.
Thank the parents trust us too.
Yes. And I see the parents roll up here when they pick them up, and they're all happy.
Yeah, they're good to us, and we're borrowing their kids here for an hour and a half, 3 days a week, and they trust us with that, and boy, we appreciate that.
Yep. So,
and a lot of folks, it's like Ben Scott's working out this evening. He'll be traveling to Newton tonight. It's not like 5 minutes in your home.
Yeah, and Nick's from out there, so his parents got to pick him up as well. So that's great to see.
We've got good things going on, I'm telling you.
Yep. So first game, do you guys know this?
We're going to. They're coming here. Ohio team down there on the point.
Okay.
I can't even think of it right now, Dave.
That's all right.
They're coming here.
So the first game will be a home game. Do you know the date?
No.
Okay.
I don't know the date. But
those are things we should have talked about before. That's all right.
I don't know the date.
But that's all right. The good news is you can come out here knowing the first game is a home game. Everybody will be excited. We can get the stands packed.
As a matter of fact, my schedule signs, there's a post outside there. I just told Jane today.
I got to update the game schedule.
Well, it's got
on that sign.
All my posts have been, all my tags have been redone. I just haven't put all the names on.
Gotcha. Well, Jane will keep you straight, so there's no worries there.
I promise you that.
So last question, just briefly. It's hard to run into you and not ask how Derek's doing and the rest of your crew.
Well, that's nice.
When we talk football, though, Derek was one of the stars here. Yep. How's he doing?
He's doing fine. He works for an oil and gas company.
Yep.
He and his wife, Brittany Mace, a lot of people know Brittany Mace. They live in Canfield, Ohio. And they've got a little girl named Savannah and a little boy on the way this July.
Yep.
So it's really nice to be somebody's grandpa.
Yep.
And Tommy lives in Wheeling.
Yep.
He's got a little boy named Sawyer. His wife Kelsey is a pharmacist. And then Drew's in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And he's got a little wife that she's a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
But they don't have any children yet, so I got to work on that.
Yeah.
But we've been very blessed, Dave, to have 3 fine boys all raised right here, and they're all productive members of society.
Yep.
And that's the bottom line, really.
Yeah, and that's important, and I'm really taken back by the fact that you come back, you're a coach on the staff. I mean, you've done your time, and it's hard. A lot of people will do their time and say, I've completed my session, my kids are done. But you're back here giving back, and that's very admirable.
Well, that's nice of you to say, but I get a lot from it. These boys are young men. It's just neat to watch them grow and teach them, and they're very respectful. We're very blessed to have these boys.
And I've noticed that. We've had some younger kids out here with our track program, and the football crew has always been very conscientious of what they say, how they behave, how they act, and I think in this day and age, that's very commendable, and that's a good character trait to pass on.
No doubt we make mistakes, but our effort is always there.
Yep.
And their heart's in the right place, and just them being here, Coach Burdett would tell you that, just being here is a big deal.
Yep.
It's a big deal, just to have guys here ready to go, and face it, football's kind of a year-round thing.
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
I mean, if you're not working, somebody else is.
You betcha.
It's neat, and it reassures us that, hey, we're going to be okay.
Yep.
So this season will be here before you know it.
I know, it's just around the corner, isn't it? This weather makes it seem like it's real close.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your work in our community and with our kids here in the team, and I appreciate you sitting down and taking this time with me to give everybody a quick update and what they can look forward to this fall, because by golly, it'll be here soon.
Well, thank you.
We'll be up in the stands, and the lights will be on, and it'll be football season.
It'll be right here, man.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great day.